Right, hello guys, and welcome to today's Modern Warfare gameplay. And yes, today's video is going to be about the MP7 and my best class setup for the MP7. Now, a little warning, the gameplay you're going to be seeing isn't actually of this class setup, but it isn't too different. Trust me, there are only a few things that I would actually keep the same on this class setup, but there are things you can change in and out for other things. But this here, again, I'm going to show you right now, is my best class setup. The only difference in the gameplay, I believe I used the muzzle brake and the laser sight, and I explain that more in the gameplay, and I explain to you why I use these attachments that I am using currently on my MP7, and why this is the best class setup. Honestly, this MP7 is probably one of the best guns, if not, honestly, as everyone might think the M4 and the 725, which honestly the 725 is probably getting nerfed again, but the MP7 might be my favourite gun in the game, and you're going to see in the gameplay, it's an absolute machine. You can use this thing like an SMG and an assault rifle. But anyway, not going to keep you too long. I'm going to show you my class setup. So again, this isn't the same in the gameplay, but my actual best class setup right now, and this is what I've been using, and I will get another gameplay with this showing this exact setup, because honestly, this setup's insane. I'm using the muzzle as the compensator, my barrel is the FSS Recon, my stock is the Forged Tac Ultralight, the rear grip is the stipple grip tape, and the underbarrel is the Commando foregrip. I'll explain this more in the gameplay why I use these attachments, and again, in the gameplay, only difference, I was using a muzzle brake, because I didn't have the compensator unlocked, and I believe I didn't have the FSS Recon, so at the time I was using a laser sight, but trust me, use this class setup, this one here. This class setup is absolutely insane. You're going to love it. It's absolutely a beastly setup. I'm not going to talk too much about everything else. Everything else is kind of the same from like my previous M4 video. So if you haven't seen that video, please do check it out. It's in the link. It'll be a link in the description below. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, it's absolutely insane gameplay with MP7. You're going to see it's a 56 and 8 on the new map as well in Ground War. Just insane stuff. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's gameplay, and let's get right into today's video. Right, hello guys, and welcome to today's absolutely insane Modern Warfare gameplay. And that's right, an insane Modern Warfare gameplay. In today's video, you're going to be seeing we're using the MP7. Yep, that's right, it's not an M4, it's not the 725. We use different guns here on the channel, and we're using the MP7. Now this thing, so this is a gameplay just as the patch came out. This was literally a few hours after the patch, and let me tell you something, that buff to the SMGs was amazing. So this is kind of why I'm using the MP7 here. The MP7 was good before, but now it's a beast. Honestly, I think it's one of the best guns in the game, and I think, personally, it's better than the M4. If you use it correctly, if you play with the gun how it's meant to be played, the MP7 is an absolutely dominant SMG. So, let's start with one thing. What's this gameplay? What are you seeing? The new map. This new map, in my opinion, is actually pretty good, but as you can see, one of the things going past, and I think it does kill me quite early on in this game, that does kind of kill this map a little bit, is the tanks. Now I think that's just an overall thing with Ground War. Something needs to be done about the tanks because they are annoying, okay? I don't know if I'm the only one, but tanks have got to go. Or they've got to be nerfed or something. They need to be nerfed. They are awful, they're annoying, they ruin Ground War. Ground War could be really good if tanks weren't as prominent as they are in the game. Let's forget about the tanks. We're talking about the MP7 and the new map kind of. But yeah, the new map, I like it. I like the way it plays. There's not too many buildings, and even if there is, there's multiple ways to get in the building. That's one thing that people aren't talking about. Buildings in this game seem to have like a one-way access route. On this map, there's a lot of jump-ups, like clever little spots, where you can climb up and get into the window, and that's great. That's how these maps should be designed. I don't think there's a problem with too many buildings. I think the problem is once there's not enough ways to get in the building. When there's just, like, say, 2 routes, people are going to put claymores on either side. When you can jump up, for instance, like this, you can jump up here, jump up on there, I bless it up here, but you can get on there, trust me, I just mess up the jump a little bit. But yeah, you can get up there. I do believe I set up there a little bit at one point. But yeah, as you can see there, the MP7 shoots as straight as anything. And the fire rate's amazing, the damage is raised, the damage output at range and up close is actually amazing for the MP7. You're going to see again. Oh, yeah, we pick him up there. Thought I didn't pick him up there for a second. Let's see. You can pick up a lot of long shots with it, honestly. You're going to see many gameplays of me using this MP7. And in this gameplay, it's actually different from the class setup that I used in the intro. So in the intro, I have showed, as you can see, look at that. This MP7 is amazing at range. It really is. This is an SMG that you can use like an AR. I'm not even kidding. So please do try it out. Use my class setup that I said before the intro. This class setup in this gameplay was actually different to that. So the difference between the gameplay and my intro setup. So as you saw from my intro setup, I was using the compensator, the FSS Recon. So for the muzzle, sorry, was the compensator. The barrel, I was using the FSS Recon. The stock is the Forged Tac Ultralight. My underbarrel is the Commando foregrip. And my rear grip is the stipple grip tape. The only things that are the same from that setup to this gameplay is literally everything, but the fact that I didn't have the compensator on. I had the muzzle brake, and I believe at the time, I don't think I had the FSS Recon I think, I'm not sure, but I don't think I had the FS Recon. As you can see, I'm using a laser sight. The laser sight was just because I had an extra point, you know, I had nothing else I wanted to use. So, I'll talk about the class setup I used in the intro though, because again, this class setup, this was a good class setup, but I only had the gun at level 30, so that's why I was using these attachments. I think I was using the laser sight, again, the laser sight and the muzzle brake, but as you saw in my intro, I'm using a completely different class setup. So the class setup from the intro is what I'm going to talk about. So let's talk about the one main thing, the big component to this gun, and what you're going to see, but probably stand out in this gameplay, is using the stock. And the stock I'm using is the Forged Tac Ultralight, which is the first one you unlock. Now, why should you be using this? It increases your aim walking movement speed, and it decreases the aiming stability. But don't worry, we'll fix that with the other attachment. We'll fix the aiming stability with a different attachment. So the aim walking movement speed is massively, and I mean massively, honestly, use this gun with this stock and you will notice a big difference in your strafe speed. It's massive. It's comparable, in my opinion, to Black Ops 2 like strafe speed with this stock. If you remember what that was like, you could strafe. The difference between having stock and no stock in Black Ops 2 was massive. And in this game, having this attachment without having this attachment, again, you can use no stock if you want, but the penalty for that is, yes, you get to aim down sight speed and you increase your movement speed, which does increase your strafe speed, but not as much as increasing your actual aim walking movement speed. But that also has a con of your aiming stability and the recoil control. You don't want to ruin the recoil of the MP7, especially when you can use it like an assault rifle. And I'm not even kidding, you can use it like an assault rifle. Basically, it's like a 6 to 7 to 8 shot assault rifle, but it shoots so fast that it doesn't really matter. I don't know what the fire rate on this gun is, but it is immense. So please use the Forged Tac Ultralight as your stock. It is amazing. Honestly, you will love it. It's the best thing about this gun. You make sure you use that stock. Next is the rear grip. Honestly, there's no reason to use the rubberized and there's no reason to use the granulated. Stippled grip tape is your best way to go. Aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed is increased. And for an SMG, you want to be aiming down sight as quick as possible, so there's no reason to not use it. And yes, again, it decreases your aiming stability, but again, we will fix that. And what do we fix that with? The Commando foregrip. So what that does, and I was using that in this gameplay, was it increases your recoil stabilization and your aiming stability. At the decrease your movement speed. Now, movement speed, this is not exactly your strafe speed, but yes, it will decrease that if you're decreasing your overall movement speed. So say, for instance, SMGs make you run about 97% of full sprinting speed when you're sprinting. And this will decrease that to say 95%, 96%. So it's just going to decrease across the board for your difference in walking and your difference between crouching. It's going to decrease that, but it's not as big as say decreasing your aim down, your aim movement speed. It won't be as big, trust me. It's not a big difference. You will not feel it, but you will feel the benefit of the recoil stabilization and the aiming stability. So make sure using the Commando foregrip. But I will say you can use the tactical foregrip because that does also give a pretty good benefit, but it doesn't come with the recoil stabilization. It increases the aiming stability a bit more, and it still decreases the movement speed. So it's up to you what you find more beneficial. And the range of foregrip is pretty decent, but it does decrease your aim walking movement speed, which is a big thing that you don't want to do, and your aim down sight speed. So you're penalising your movement a bit there, so I wouldn't use the range of foregrip. And then what else are you using? Using the FSS Recon. Again, there's no reason to really use the other two in my opinion, because the FSS Recon, this is your barrels by the way, if you don't understand what I'm trying to tell you which category. If you're looking, because obviously I can't bring up my class setup right now, but in the intro you saw I was using the FSS Recon. And the FSS Recon increases your damage range, your bullet velocity, and your recoil control. Yes, the penalties are your movement speed, so again, it's not your aim movement speed, but it also decreases your aim down sight speed. But I feel that is okay because the stippled grip tape does counteract that, and it does help you out. And plus, the damage this gives you helps the MP7 become a lot more beneficial up close and at range. And again, like I said, you can use this thing like an SMG or an assault rifle. Trust me, you'll love it. Because the FSS SWAT just increases your aim down sight speed. And it's not really that beneficial, really. It decreases your bullet velocity, so that takes away the range, and it takes away the range a lot, looking at what I'm seeing here. And the FSS Strike increases your damage range, increases your bullet velocity, but it doesn't help you with your recoil control, and I feel like that's something you want to do with this gun. And then finally, again, in this gameplay, I was using muzzle brake, but now I am using the compensator because the recoil control on this is just, for some reason, a lot better than muzzle brake. There's just a big difference. Yes, it takes down your aim down sight speed. Yes, it takes down your aim stability. But that's what the Commando foregrip for. That's what the Forged Tac Ultralight is for. They're all to help out and stop these from being a problem. So again, my actual class setup is the compensator on the muzzle, the barrel's the FSS Recon, the stock is the Forged Tac Ultralight, the rear grip is the stippled grip tape, and the underbarrel is the Commando foregrip. Again, you'll see this all in the intro. feel free to pause the video at the intro so you can take that down and use that class up, because that is the best class up. If you want to know what I was using different in this game, again, in this gameplay, all I was using different was using the muzzle brake, and I believe at the time I didn't have the FSS recon, so I was using the laser sight, but you don't want to use those, okay? Trust me, this gameplay was good and showcases how good the MP7 is naturally, and can be used really with any attachment, but my class setup, I'm telling you now, is definitely the best possible class setup for it. Just the one key thing, again, if you're going to do any changes to my class setup, make sure you're using the stipple grip tape as your rear grip, and make sure the Forge Attack Ultralight is your stock, because the movement on the Forge Attack Ultralight is incredible, I'm telling you. As we get a VTOL as well, and like I said in this gameplay, we went 56, by the way, 56 and 8. This is like, what, my third or fourth game into this, on this map. I had a problem actually trying to get this map on the first day, but I don't know why. I know it wasn't released until like 6 or something, or 7, I can't remember when it was actually released. But I kept getting that stupid, I hate the one with the loads of skyscrapers, and I hate that map. I hate how many people just camp on the top of that. And that kind of like showcases one of the problems of the game is, most of those that map is like massively long stairwells that can be blocked off with one claymore quite easily. Now, they made changes to claymores, which is one thing I'll talk about. So that was a good thing. If you shoot the claymore, by the way, it won't damage you. So make sure you're shooting those claymores. Even if they're near you, they won't damage you. Make sure you shoot them. But yeah, you're going to see in this gameplay, we go absolutely ham. I'm going to let the gameplay play out for itself, but I do hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, this is a 56 and 8, absolutely insane gameplay with the MP7 on the new map. We just go absolutely ham. Miss a quick scope, don't worry. Oh, I missed again? There we go, I picked him up. I can't believe that shot missed. Slow that down in slow motion, by the way, and tell me if that actually missed, because that didn't look like that missed to me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's gameplay. It was a 56 and 8 gameplay with the MP7. But use my class setup that I showed in the intro. Again, the intro class setup was not the class setup I used in this video, but trust me, the intro class setup is the best possible class setup for the MP7. Make sure you're using it. Make sure you're using the MP7. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's gameplay. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and notifications on. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Goodbye.